Alright, how's it going here today? I got a Tesoro Lobo SuperTraq, and I'm going to run through my test bed with 30 targets like all these other metal detectors I've been doing. And one thing I'm finding out with different metal detectors, some have a specialty for different items, like this would be more for gold. So it kind of fudges the testing a little, where if somebody was buying a detector like this and versus say I don't know, DFX or something or whatever. So, I mean, this will shine more for the small gold items in rough conditions. You have switches on it for black sand, normal, and alkali and whatnot. But this detector has actually an incredible amount of features. It's more of a beep and dig, but before I even start waving this thing, one thing I found out is I got some other Tesoro coils, and you put that, I think it's the bigger 10 by 12 on there. This thing punches incredibly deep with that coil, and of course this little football coil hinders the depth on it, but it still doesn't do too bad. But I might just throw a quick clip in with that bigger coil on them deep items, because it really surprised me. That's all I can say is it surprised me. It was pretty neat. So we're going to hurry up and get started here on the test. Turn it on. Turn it on. One, the thing's loud as hell. Got a ground balance, so you go to all metal mode. Basically, there she is, ground balance. Going back to discrimination, and I'm going to run discrimination on about 7 for right now. I'll probably be turning it up and down, but I want to make sure. Right there is a large rusty bolt, and it's pretty much blocking it out. So we're going to get going. First target is a 4-inch quarter, 4-inch deep quarter. Not even going to wave it the other way because I know it hits. The 7-inch quarter hits it pretty good. Now a 10-inch quarter. You can hear it ticking with discrimination on 7. So, which actually isn't too darn bad. Like I said, you can keep hearing it ticking, so I did give that a point for that. Now a dime at 4.5. No problem. A dime at 8. Same thing. You can hear it. I might have to give it a point. Nah, it's hitting both ways. So, and then after that is a nickel at 6 inches, no problem. Nickel at 8. Hope this wind doesn't make the sound mess up. Nickel at 8, it's doing a good job there. Now the next one is a copper penny at 2 inches and a zinc at 2. Now if I turn discrimination up, it blocks the zinc out quite well. Pulls in the copper, does an incredible job there. Now the other one, for some reason, I think it's the higher frequency like this one is, where it hurts on these smaller silver items. This is a small silver ring at 6 inches. But it is hitting it. And then a Morgan dollar at 11. Does pull it in. Now this here is a 15-inch deep brass candle holder. This is what I was going to tell you as far as metal detectors are different, but if you notice, it's really nothing. Well, there is a tick. Jesus Christ, even with that little coil. I'm going to turn discrimination all the way down to 0. It picks it up. Now we're going to do is go to pinpoint. Now this is non-motion pinpointing, which is pretty nice. It's hard to tell. Now we'll go back. We're in all metal. Back to discrimination. If you were looking for deep targets, you're going to find them with this, even with that football coil on there. Put discrimination back to 7 before we forget. Now let's roll on up to a bottle cap at 4 inches. You know, would you dig that? Even with discrimination on 7, it seems to be trying to block it out. We turn that up to 10, discrimination, nothing. So let's go back down to 7. Compare the difference, 1/4. Bottle cap. Quarter. Person got used to this, they'd be able to tell easily if there's a bottle cap, even with discrimination on 7. Now we have a 10-cent piece, 4 inches deep, with 4 rusty nails boxed around it. Look at that, it's almost pulling that damn thing in. Let's go this way. Hitting it hard. Pretty good. 1/4, 3 inches deep with a great big nail beside it. Hits it pretty darn good. Let's do all pinpoint. That's what I was telling you, the no motion pinpoint. I really love that. Did the 1/4 good. 2 pull tabs, 3 inches deep. Blocked them out even on discrimination on 7. Now we're going to have a piece of can slaw 2 inches deep. There's where you'd have to turn your discrimination up. I'm going to go to 8. It blocks it out. So we got to give it to it. And then 1/4 on end, 4 inches deep. Both ways. A lot of detectors, or not a lot, some don't hit that both ways and it's real choppy, but that one's right there. A dime at 4 inches deep with 2 rusty nails. So letting you know there's something there. It's choppy, but it's there. Look at that one. It's almost pulling the dime out of the ground and you don't have to dig it. And now a penny, a nickel, and a dime, 4 inches deep, 2 inches apart. And I'm going to turn discrimination down so we can pull that nickel in. This is for a recovery test. Nickel, dime, nickel, penny. Pretty awesome. Back to 7 on the discrimination. Pretty nice recovery for this machine too. This here will be a 1 cent and a 10-cent piece with 7 rusty nails off to the side of them. real congested area or hard for separation. There's the penny and the dime. Penny, dime, penny, dime. Penny. Penny. Kind of missing the dime a little bit there, but unreal. Unreal. Now, a quarter at a full 12 inches deep. Nothing. Now let me try turning discrimination down. Pulling it in with that coil with discrimination down. Now discrimination's still on 7. We got a small 22 bullet 2.5 inches deep. So for finding bullets, relics, this thing's going to probably suck them right out of the ground. That's discrimination up. And now a very, very hard test is this is a dime 4 inches deep with 5 nails 2 inches above it. Balls is it ever trying. I don't know, do you dig that? Let's go to pinpoint. Go back to discrimination. It's you know, I might have to give that damn thing a point for that one. I'm chalking that up as a 0. This will be a 0. 11-inch deep dime. I haven't run into too many detectors that even know that's there in all metal or anything. Well, let's discrimination off. That's what I said. This thing would rule the roost for depth and all metal over everything that I've ever tested. Now we have where this thing has called alkali and black sand. I just switched to black sand. This here is a quarter that is in very hot soil. I'm talking salt. I got all kinds of stuff in here. Hot rocks, you name it. And it's pulling that quarter out pretty good. We're to go into all metal, pinpoint. Notice how much stuff's in there. That was with discrimination on 7 when I was doing black sand. So now we're going to move on to small targets. All right, now for some small items, we're going to have discrimination down, normal soil, in disc mode, and sensitivities cranked up. And the first small item will be 24 karat gold, 1 grain's worth. You can hear that. In the air, it's pulling it at least 3 inches up. Now, on the next test is three pieces of copper, a larger one, medium one, small, and I'm going to start out with the small and try to save some time here. If it hits that, we can move our way up. This is much smaller than that grain of gold. It's hitting it. Now for the hell of it, copper, bigger one. No problem. Now the next one is the iron meteorite. Does not have much iron in it, but I'm always throwing this test in on metal detectors because kind of gives a good indication if they can pick up small items. It's pulling it in easily. I'd say pushing 3 inches. And the acid test, a stony meteorite. This is wicked small amount of iron in it. Well, you can hear it. That's pretty awesome. So as far as the small test goes, this thing's excelling pretty good. And real quick, just I want to see if you were to turn up your discrimination, if it'll pick up that little bit smaller piece of copper. Yep. Pretty awesome. Well, all in all, these are pretty wicked detectors, these Lobo SuperTraqs. Now they got a newer one out that's all white, supposedly more sensitive, I think, but I'm quite impressed with this thing. What I do is I only keep the metal detectors that I really think are awesome, mainly just 2 of them, and everything else goes, and then I buy more and test the living heck out of them and then do a video. But I'm kind of scared this might knock my Vaquero out, but I just love the portability of the Vaquero. And we have no gold around here, so I don't know, but this thing is a phenomenal metal detector. It surprised me incredibly. You ended up with 51 points total out of 66, and that's with ease of use. I put it at 2 and weight and balance at 2 points. Actually, ease of use is kind of a turn on and go, but super discrimination for iron, as you saw there, pulling stuff out of iron, and it's very sensitive to small items, as you saw in the other video, or the other small item tests. And the large coil, it really goes deep. If I got time, I'm going to stop this video and throw that other coil on here just to show you, but quite sure it'll pull a 12-inch quarter in discrimination. And just trust me on it. I'm not even going to bother, but maybe I'll make a separate video on that. But I really like the metal detector. Tesoro's got a heck of a metal detector here. Runs on 888, or I'm sorry, I think 8 AA batteries. And you can pull this off, of course, and put your belt clip on and have it on your side, you know, for, I guess, weight and whatnot. But if someone's looking for a deep, sensitive metal detector, you ain't gonna go wrong with this guy. But one thing with it, it's more of a beep and dig, and a lot of people for some reason don't like that. It's a specialty item. But the more you metal detect, the more you are listening for the sound anyways. Most metal detectors, you get down in the deep targets, the IDs ring up weird anyhow. But the old Tesoro Lobo SuperTraq. Check out my other videos for the other metal detectors and compare the points on them.